You know, Paul Simon has a song called Slip Sliding Away. How apropos at this time regarding myself and WHAS. I knew I was standing at the crossroads between the known and the unknown. My whole life until that point had been radio, on air, and production. Now I would be moving into a related field, that is, studio production. Radio work would still be a large part. I just wondered how much I would miss the actual being on the radio part. Could my radio bug bite addiction still be fulfilled without actually being on air? Here's my last air check at WHAS, and it was my last air check.
You know, the nearer your destination, the more you slip sliding away.
Paul Simon, HAS, slip sliding away. Story of my life with the weather like it is. It's 11:31, and looking at that weather tonight, well, light snow with an accumulation of about 1 inch. Snow changing to sleet, freezing rain by dawn, low of 23. Tomorrow, freezing rain, sleet, and a high of 32. And tomorrow night, freezing rain, changing to light snow and a low of 24. And the outlook for Monday, light snow ending and cold. Currently, we check 25 degrees in the Louisville area of Kentucky. Anna? Here's Dr. Hook. Come on, let's share the night together.
Looking kind of lonely, girl. Sharing the night together.
Dr. Hook, things going to be really nice sharing the night together, as long as you do not have cold feet. I'll tell you, friend. Whew. Not on a night like tonight. It's 11:34. Jim Ferguson with you. Ferry Bodkin, not just theme. Bodkin, not just theme at 11:37, and we have, I must have dozed off on that tune. I don't know exactly what happened. We have the amazing Rhythm Aces and What Happens When You Sit in a Snowdrift.
Yes, I knew it all along. I'd have to come back home.
Amazing Rhythm Aces, the end is not in sight, and if your radio sounded a little strange there 2 or 3 times, it's because the end almost was in sight. We had a little power fluctuation, which is kind of strange. The lights dimmed down a little bit. There for a minute I thought we were in San Quentin, but 11:41 on HAS, Jim Ferguson with you. Here's Jerry Rafferty. It's still happening. Good gracious.
You know I need your love. You got that hold over me. Long as I got your love, you know that I'll never leave.
Jerry Rafferty, right on down the line, and we were talking about our power line having a little fluctuations in it, and it seems to be occurring all around the city. Those were anyway. I don't know what's going to come in the future. 7:44, and Ken Schultz has joined us. Ken, that weather looks like we have some snow moving in or sleet. Hark. There you are. There you are.
Okay, I'll repeat that last statement. It's a mixture of just about everything. Snow, sleet, and freezing rain, freezing drizzle, and that band of precipitation that we're looking at the Action Track Color Radar right now. That's covering quite a bit of southern Indiana and portions of northern Kentucky, generally around the Louisville area. Another band of precipitation between Louisville and London right at this moment. The area of precipitation, again, the mixture of snow, sleet, freezing rain, is expanding right now. It's getting larger, and we are looking for the mixture of precipitation, snow, sleet, freezing rain, there I go again, through the night tonight, Traveling will become hazardous as that precipitation continues. Our low tonight, 23 degrees. Tomorrow, freezing rain continuing with our high temperature of only 32 degrees. Tomorrow night, freezing rain changing to light snow. Our low temperature dropping down to 24. We could have another light accumulation of snow tomorrow night and Monday morning, perhaps another inch or two, with some colder weather expected early next week. But in general, again, ice storm warning in effect for southern Indiana, all of Kentucky except for the southeastern corner of the state for tonight and into the day tomorrow. Traveling not expected to be the best. In fact, hazardous at best.
Okay, but nothing like what we had last year when we had a lot of ice on the roads and it just stayed forever and ever and ever.
Well, there is a potential that we could have some pretty good accumulations of ice as we get on into the day tomorrow. So again, if you don't have to travel tomorrow, especially in central Kentucky, on off to the west or on off to the north, don't. If you have to travel to eastern Kentucky, that's your only out because temperatures are expected to move above freezing. So out towards the eastern portion of the state, extreme eastern Kentucky, there will be rain tomorrow. But I think the best bet is just kind of stay at home, watch television, listen to the radio, WHAS, and just stay put.
Very good. Ken, thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too.
Stay inside. It's 11:46 on HAS, 25 degrees. Fleetwood Mac, gonna check out Rihanna.
Rihanna rings like a bell through the night, and wouldn't she love to love her?
Fleetwood Mac, Rhiannon, which in Spanish means snow sharks.
It's almost that time of year. You know they're out there. You sense them without seeing them. This is a snow shark alert on 84 HAS. This year, be prepared. Escape the jaws of winter with snow shark alerts only on 84 HAS. We're ready 24 hours a day with news, weather, traffic, and fun.
Oh, Sharky! Back in town! Look out, Mama! Old Snow Sharky!
We'll help you through the winter because we're your official Snow Shark station. 84 HAS.
Don't know what's happened to me since I met you.
Jefferson Starship.
Feel like I'm falling in love since I met you.
You ought to check out Your Love.
I got to know what you're doing me with your love. With your love. What you're doing me with your love. With your love. What you're doing me with your love.
Jefferson Starship with Your Ever-Loving Love. Ooh, it'll do fine forever. It's 11:55 at HAS, 25 degrees. Captain and Tinny.
You need a woman tonight. You were looking to your left, you were looking to your right. You need a woman tonight. You need a lover so right. You need a woman tonight. Oh, it takes two to tango. Yeah.
Captain and Tennille on HAS. You need a woman tonight. Or two, or three, or four, or 10, or whatever, I don't know. It's 11:57, England 10, J.F. Coley.
Turn on the radio.
He's gonna wrap it up for us.
We'll play it way down low.
Gary King standing by.
In your eye that's reflecting the fire's glow.
Bye-bye.
And I wish this night would never end. The sun ain't gonna be my friend.
Dracula was a Halloween radio special for WHAS and the second production for Morris Shaw and Tower Hill Productions. I love producing these shows with Morris because he was very talented, from finding the scripts, getting it sold to the radio stations, assembling the cast, truly a bunch of effort to say the least. From 1979, here is the Trax Tower Hill production of Dracula.
Happy Halloween. Hello again. This is Milton Metz here with a special treat for all our listeners. Tonight, WHAS presents a Tower Hill production of a radio version of Bram Stoker's classic tale of terror, Dracula. So get comfortable. Turn off your lights. Relax. This tale of ours begins in 1888, a year made famous in London by Jack the Ripper. But our story deals with a fiend more terrible, more cunning, and more evil. From the pages of his own diary, we begin with Jonathan Harker, a real estate agent from London, journeying in Transylvania to Castle Dracula on business. It is nearly midnight, and the coach driver and other passengers are nervous about Harker and his destination as they wait at the moonlit Borgo Pass.
Easy now. Be steady. Herr Harker, there is no carriage here for you. Why wait?
We are a trifle early.
Must you go?
Come with us. Oh, I have important business with Count Dracula.
Nosferatu.
What?
Undead.
My business calls me.
You may have too much of such matters before the dawn.
Take this crucifix.
I couldn't.
Please, for your mother's sake.
Very well.
Come with us to Bukovina and return tomorrow or whenever. The horses are restless.
Here's my carriage.
Nosferatu.
You are early tonight, my friend.
The English gentleman was in a hurry.
That is why you wish to go on to Bukovina. You cannot deceive me, my friend. I know too much, and my horses are swift.
Yeah, for the dead travel fast.
Come, Mynheer.
Here is his luggage.
Good night. Safe traveling, my friends.
Jonathan Harker's Journal, May 17, 1888. This journal of mine is going to prove fascinating. I am recording my adventures in this mysterious land. The people are a superstitious lot, but the wolves howling in these mountains do make the place frightening, and the imagination plays tricks in the darkness. A pack of wolves started to follow the Count's carriage, but the driver waved his hand and they ran off. He was a strange fellow. I wasn't able to get a clear look at him. His hat cast shadows over his face and a scarf covered his mouth. The castle in the moonlight looked foreboding, resting on the edge of a precipice. I was left off at the door. Then the carriage disappeared into the shadows. He was a tall, gaunt man, clad in black from head to foot. He stood holding an antique silver lamp with its flame unshielded. He was old, but strong and virile looking, and clean-shaven but for a mustache. His mouth was rather cruel, with sharp white teeth. His eyes gleamed, and his gaze seemed to penetrate to the core of my being.
Welcome to my house. Come freely. Go safely. And leave some of the happiness you bring.
Count Dracula?
I am Dracula. And I bid you welcome, Mr. Harker, to my house. Come in. The night air is chill, and you must need to eat and rest.
Thank you.
You are my guest. It is late and my people are not available. Let me see to your comfort myself. This way. Upstairs.
The estate we have purchased for you is exactly what you required. On the outskirts of London, surrounded by a high wall, an ancient stone structure.
Excellent.
It has not been repaired for a number of years.
There are no houses close at hand except a very large house which has been formed into a private lunatic asylum. It is not, however, visible from the grounds.
I am glad that it is old and big. I am myself of an old family. A house cannot be made habitable in a day. And how few days go to make up a century.
There are plenty of trees, and there is an old abandoned chapel on the grounds.
I rejoice also that there is a chapel of old times. We Transylvanian nobles love not to think that our bones may lie among the common dead. Here we are. I pray you be seated and sup how you please. Excuse me that I do not join you, but I have died already.
As you wish.
I long to go through the crowded streets of your mighty London, to be in the midst of the whirl and rush of humanity, to share its life, its change, its death, and all that makes it what it is. But, alas, as yet I only know your tongue through books.
But, Count, you know and speak English thoroughly.
Well, I know that did I move and speak in your London, none there are who would not know me for a stranger. That is not enough for me. Here I am noble. The common people know me, and I am master. But a stranger in a strange land, he is no one. I am content if I am like the rest, so that no man stops if he sees me, or pause in his speaking if he hears my words. Aha! A stranger. I have been so long master that I would be master still.
London is a friendly place, Count.
Still, I would that you would tell me when I make an error, even of the smallest, in my speaking.
Yes, certainly.
Listen, the children of the night. What music they make. Ah, sir, you dwellers in the city cannot enter into the feelings of the hunter.
I suppose not.
But you must be tired. Your bedroom is all ready, and tomorrow you may sleep as late as you wish. I have to be away till after sunset.
I see.
You may go anywhere you wish in the castle, except where the doors are locked, where of course you will not wish to go. We are in Transylvania, and Transylvania is not England. Our ways are not your ways. Your bedroom is through that door.
Thank you.
Good night. Sleep well. And dream well.
Jonathan Harker's Journal, May 20. There is something odd. Dracula never appears during the day, and at night there is no one to talk to but the Count. I begin to feel uneasy. I fear I am the only living soul in the place. I suspect it was the Count himself who was the driver of the carriage. Each night he asks more and more about England, as well as about myself and my dear wife, Mina. His behavior at dinner tonight, at which he again did not eat, was very strange indeed.
Who was it but one of my own race who beat the Turk on his own ground? This was a Dracula indeed. In my veins flows the blood of many brave races who fought as the lion fights for lordship.
You speak as if you had been present, Count.
Ah, the warlike days are over. Blood is too precious a thing in these days of dishonorable peace. And the glories of the great races or as a tale that is told.
You have a long and illustrious history, Count. By the way, do you have a mirror? I could use one. I cut myself shaving this morning.
Mirrors are foul bubbles of man's vanity. There are none here. Take care how you cut yourself.
You know, a woman on the coach gave me this crucifix. She said,
"Away with it."
I'll put it away if you insist.
I must go. Good night.
May 25, a night of horror and insanity. I am a prisoner and in desperate straits. It seems like madness. I gazed out my window and saw the Count emerge from the window below me and crawl face down the wall with his cloak spreading out around him like great wings. He moved like a lizard at great speed. I tried to leave the castle, but all ways out are locked. I ended up in an old musty room, long in disuse. I sat in a chair looking out the window at the night. I fell asleep. When I awoke, I cannot say, but 2 young women stood before me, bathed in moonlight. They were beautiful and voluptuous, and their laps were like silver.
Go on. Yours is the right to begin. He is young and strong. There are kisses for us both. Young man, let me kiss you.
Back, I say. How dare you touch him, either of you? How dare you cast eyes on him when I had forbidden it? Back! This man belongs to me.
You yourself never loved. You never loved.
Yes, I too can love. And yourselves can tell it from the past. Is it not so?
Yes.
Well now, I promise you that when I am done with him, you shall kiss him at your will. Now go.
My God.
Are we to have nothing tonight?
Take that bundle.
No. No.
May 27. I am surely in the toils. He knows that I know too much and that I must not live.
Write 3 letters to your employer, or to any other. The first saying that your work here is nearly done. The second stating that you are now leaving my castle. And the third, that you are arriving at Budapest. The posts are few and uncertain, and your writing will ensure the ease of your plans.
The sheets of paper that he gave me were of the thinnest foreign post. I understood that I should be careful what I wrote, for he would read it. My only chance is to fall in with his request and prolong my opportunities and my life. May 29. There is a chance of escape. Now I know why I have not seen the Count in daylight. In desperation, I climbed down the wall to the Count's window, gripping the corners of the stones. I climbed in, empty before a heap of gold coins in one corner. I took as much as my pockets would hold. I found a passageway down to an old ruined chapel. There were 40 or 50 boxes filled with newly dug earth, and in one lay Dracula. He looked younger. His white hair and mustache were changed to dark iron gray. His mouth was redder than ever, for blood trickled from its corners and ran over the chin and neck. I fled in terror from the sight. I must escape before sundown. I am at God's mercy. Oh, my darling Mina, I pray I live to see you again.
Mina Harker's journal, August 21st. No news from my dear husband Jonathan since July 26th, when I received a letter that he was starting home from Castle Dracula. I am getting quite uneasy about him. My stay with my dear friend Lucy and her mother cannot ease my mind. The North Sea coast has begun to look foreboding from the Westenra's summer home. Indeed, last night's storm was frightening, and then the ghastly fate of the Russian ship, the Demeter, which has set the whole village buzzing.
Captain's log, the Demeter. There seems to be doom over this ship. Rough weather, one by one, the men are disappearing during the night. Yet another man lost, worn out, no sleep, crew in panic, not enough manpower to work the sails, must leave them up. God seems to have deserted us. At midnight, went to relieve the man at the wheel. I found no one there, just me and the mate left. I am alone. The mate went below screaming that the demon was in the hold in one of the big boxes of clay we're transporting. I fear he's mad. He said he would unscrew them one by one to destroy him. I heard him scream, and then he bounded on deck shouting, "Save me," as he threw himself into the sea. God help him. The mate was right. I have seen him. I shall baffle this fiend and tie my hands to the wheel, holding that which he dare not touch.
Police report, August 21. Inspector in charge, Thomas Snelling. Called in to help with the Demeter business. Only the dead captain on board, lashed to the wheel. The cords had cut the flesh to the bone. He was holding a crucifix. Looking over the log, I cannot come to a conclusion on whether the captain committed the murders or what. Baffled. The cargo of 50 boxes of soil was released to the solicitor consigned for it. No sign of the dog that was seen leaping to shore from the schooner as it touched the ground. I have never come across a stranger situation than this one in all my...
Oh, Mina, it's so lovely sitting here.
My dear Lucy, I don't think of sitting in a graveyard as terribly lovely.
It overlooks the sea. It's restful.
You have been acting strangely, Lucy, and you're so pale. You've taken up your childhood habit of walking in your sleep again.
Have I, Mina?
Even in your sleep you seem to be watching. You look about the room for the key to the door when you find it locked, and all the time you're asleep.
I don't remember. Except my dreams. So real. A tall, dark man comes to make love to me in the moonlight.
And his name is Dr. Arthur Seward, your fiancé.
No, that's what's odd. It's someone else. Someone mysterious. He has such hypnotic eyes. And oh, the things he does to me, Mina.
Lucy! August 26th. I awoke and Lucy's bed was empty. She was not in the room. I ran outside and could see her reclining in the distance on the seat in the churchyard. It seemed as if a dark figure was bending over her. I ran to the churchyard, but when I arrived, she was alone. Lucy! Lucy, wake up!
Oh!
Look at you, just in a nightgown. Let me put this shawl around your neck and shoulders.
Oh!
Now don't move till I safety pin it around your throat.
Huh.
Did I prick you with the pin?
I'm all right.
You're trembling. Let's go back into the house.
You mustn't tell my mother, Mina. You know her heart is weakening, and a sudden shock could probably kill her.
I won't tell her. Now come along. I've been clumsy with the pin. I must have pricked your throat.
Oh.
These 2 little red points and a drop of blood on your nightdress. I'm sorry.
I didn't feel it.
August 31st. No news from Jonathan, and Lucy seems to be growing weaker and more languid day by day, whilst her mother's hours are numbering to a close. At night, I hear her gasping for air. And last night, though the door was locked, she was sleepwalking again. I found her leaning out of the open window when I woke up from the sound of her gasping. I don't understand why you should feel so listless, Lucy. You eat and sleep well and enjoy the fresh air.
I don't know, Mina.
I hope it hasn't anything to do with that unlucky prick of my safety pin.
I'm sure it doesn't.
Those wounds haven't healed. If anything, they seem worse. Unless they start to get better, I insist you see a doctor about them.
You're being silly.
Edgy, perhaps. Why, last night, a bat flew by the window and gave me a start. I'm just worried about Jonathan. September 4th. At last, news of Jonathan. My dear husband has been ill. I am leaving to help nurse him in Budapest. He has been delirious. I hate to leave Lucy, but Arthur Seward is coming to look after her. It will do the doctor good to get away from the lunatic asylum he runs and come out here near the sea.
Dr. Seward's diary, 5 September. I'm going to see my fiancée, Lucy Westenra, today. She has not been well. The case of my patient Renfield grows more interesting. He is unstable and could prove dangerous. His hobby is catching flies.
Got you.
Renfield, do you always eat the flies you catch?
No, Dr. Seward, but that was a big one. A big, strong life.
What do you do with the others?
I feed them to my spiders. Look in my box. Aren't my spiders nice, Doctor?
Very nice, Renfield. Very nice. What do you do with your spiders?
When they get very big and fat, I eat them.
20 September. I have called in my old friend and master, Professor Van Helsing of Amsterdam, to look at Lucy. I'm quite concerned for her. Professor Van Helsing is one of the most advanced scientists of our time. He has a completely opened mind and the truest and kindliest heart in the world.
Your diagnosis, my friend?
Like I said, Professor Van Helsing, she is somewhat bloodless, but I do not detect the usual anemic signs. The qualitative analysis of her blood gives a quite normal condition. There must be a cause somewhere.
What her friend Mina Harker said to you is of considerable interest. I have made careful examination. I agree that there is no functional cause. There has been much blood lost. It has been, but is not.
What do you think of the marks on her throat?
What do you make of them?
I can make nothing of it. Absurd to think it might be the means of the blood loss.
We shall see. I must return to Amsterdam to examine my books and gather a few things. I shall be back soon, and then we begin. Send to me the telegram if her condition changes.
Into the spider's den for you.
You wanted to see me, Renfield?
I want to ask you a very great favor.
Yes?
I want a nice little kitten that I can play with, teach and feed and feed.
Would you not rather have a cat?
Oh, yes. I only ask for a kitten lest you should refuse me a cat.
Well, I must consider your request, but for the moment, it's not possible.
Oh.
26 September. My homicidal maniac is of a peculiar kind. What he desires is to absorb as many lives as he can, and he has laid himself out to achieve it in a cumulative way. Flies fed to spiders, spiders to cats. What would be his later steps? Thank God Van Helsing returns tomorrow. Lucy seems to be getting worse, and her mother is slipping away.
Lying down again this afternoon, Miss Lucy?
My God, she seems hardly conscious.
Quick, there's no time to be lost. She could die for sheer want of blood to keep the heart's action as it should be. There must be transfusion of blood at once.
I am younger and stronger, Professor. It must be me.
Get ready at once. I will get my bag. I am prepared. Now, little miss, here is some medicine. Drink it off.
You have some color back in your cheeks.
Thank you, Professor.
I have brought these flowers for you, Miss Lucy.
For me?
Yes, but not to play with. These are also medicines. I put in your window and rub on the door. I make a pretty wreath and hang around your neck so that you sleep well. Oh yes, they, like the lotus flower, make your trouble forgotten.
But Professor, these flowers are common garlic.
Are you playing a joke on me, Professor?
No trifling with me. I never jest. There is a grim purpose in all I do, and I warn you that you do not thwart me. Oh, little miss, do not fear me. I only do it for your own good.
I'm sure you have a reason for what you do.
You would think you were working some spell to keep out an evil spirit.
Perhaps I am. Now, everything is right. Take care you do not disturb it, and even if the room feels close, do not open the window or the door.
I promise.
And you, my friend, soon it will be dark. Keep watch all night and do not sleep. And watch Miss Lucy. Good night.
You don't want to sleep?
No, I'm afraid.
Of sleep? Why?
All this weakness comes to me in sleep. I dream.
I'm here, my love. I promise nothing will happen. If I see any evidence of bad dreams, I will wake you.
You will?
Of course.
Then I will sleep.
29 September. Back at the asylum. Lucy is better. Van Helsing returns tomorrow morning and he will be pleased. Mrs. Westenra has insisted on taking over the task of watching her daughter. Perhaps it will do them both good. Yet the unexpected always happens, as can be noted by the strange and sudden change in Renfield. I was working in my study when the door burst open. Renfield, what are you doing here? Put away that knife! Keep back! Oh, my wrist! Back, I say!
Good punch, Doctor.
About time you got here, Mr. Swales.
Well, I only just discovered he escaped, sir.
Where's the other attendant?
Oh, Renfield knocked him out, sir. Oh, a nasty cut to your wrist, sir.
Yes, it's made quite a mess on the floor. What's Renfield doing?
He's licking up the blood.
The blood is the life. The blood is the life. The blood is the life.
Renfield, stop!
Come on, after him before he gets away.
This way, Dr. Seward.
Are you sure you saw him entering the Carfax grounds, Swales?
Oh, yes, sir. Spooky old place it is, too, sir. Oh, look, sir, there he is by that ruined old chapel. Blimey, he's talking to the bat that's flitting about.
I am here to do your bidding, master. I am your slave. I have worshipped you long and far off. Now you're near, and I await your commands.
Renfield, come with us.
Very well. I shall be patient, master. I shall go quietly, gentlemen. It is coming. Coming. Coming.
Lovely morning, my friend.
We're early. I wonder if Lucy and her mother will be up. Morning, Hawkins.
Oh, sir.
Hawkins,
sir.
What's the matter here?
Something terrible has happened. Come in, please. Mrs. Westenra and Miss Lucy are both dead.
What in hell are all the powers of the devil against us?
What has happened?
See for yourself, sir. This way. They were like this when I knocked this morning. Miss Lucy was sprawled across the bed, as you see, and Mrs. Westenra was lying by the open window.
She looks as if she died of fright.
Heart attack. What happened to the flowers I had placed here?
Mrs. Westenra removed them.
She what?
She said the room was stuffy and her daughter couldn't breathe. So she asked me to remove them and open the window, which I did.
And then?
I left Mrs. Westenra with Miss Lucy.
Very well.
You may go, Hawkins.
Yes, sir.
This poor mother. All unknowing does such a thing as lose her own life and her daughter's body and soul.
What on earth do you mean, Professor?
My friend, I know you grieve, but you must have faith in me. There are strange and terrible days before us.
I trust you, Professor, but...
Believe me yet a little longer, dear friend. There are things you know not, but that you shall know. They are not pleasant things.
Mina Harker's journal, September 30th. Back in London with Jonathan. I don't know what to think of his diary. How could it be real? Was it because of his brain fever? At least now he's himself again. In a few more days, we will let everyone know we are back. But for now, we are enjoying being together. We are going to take a walk down Piccadilly. It's a lovely night, and the city is bustling.
Extra! They're victims are being mutilated in Whitechapel. Jack the Ripper strikes again. Special edition, extra!
How ghastly.
I'm afraid that seems as nothing to what I've experienced.
Jonathan, look at that woman's hat. It's so pretty.
My God!
What's wrong?
Do you see who it is? That man.
Who, the tall man in black with the mustache and beard?
Yes, it is the man himself. But he looks so much younger.
He looks so evil. Who is it?
He's gone now.
Who is it, Jonathan?
Dracula.
October. Is this a nightmare? Madness were easy to bear compared to truth like this. Van Helsing insisted we go to the graveyard and enter Lucy's tomb during the night. I always trusted his wisdom, so I went, though my soul cried out against it. This is madness, Professor.
Trust me, my friend. I want you to believe.
To believe in what?
In things you cannot. Light these candles.
What are you going to do?
Open Miss Lucy's coffin.
Professor Van Helsing, are you mad?
You shall yet be convinced.
It's empty.
Are you satisfied, my friend?
What can this mean? Has a body snatcher stolen her body? Or is she cataleptic?
This is good logic as far as it goes. Miss Lucy is dead, is it not so? Yes. Then there can be no wrong to her. But if she be undead...
Undead?
Nosferatu.
What?
There are such beings as vampires. They cannot die, but go on adding new victims and multiplying the evils of the world. Blood of the living keeps them in the undead state. All that die from the bite of the vampire, the loss of blood, become themselves undead. And so the circle goes on ever widening. Miss Lucy was the victim of the Nosferatu.
Professor,
He makes her his bride. And now she becomes undead herself.
Professor, I can't...
We must free the soul of this poor lady we have loved, my friend. This undead must be made to rest as true dead.
But, Professor...
We must have more proof for you. Come outside. It is nearly dawn. She must return.
I wonder when...
Look, there upon the hill.
It's Lucy. What does she carry?
It is a child.
My God.
Stay, my friend. We must wait. You must see. When her soul rests, damage to the child will pass.
Look, she's putting the child down.
Yes. Now, see.
What has she done?
Now we go. Come.
Lucy! Lucy, there is blood running out of your mouth over your...
It is not her blood, it is the child's.
What?
Come to me, Arthur. Leave the old man and come to me.
Lucy, you're so changed.
My arms are hungry for you. Come, and we can rest together.
Do you like my little crucifix, Miss Lucy? Let me show it to you. It will be cool against your forehead, yes?
It burned her skin. No, look, come back, Lucy.
Calm yourself, my friend. I am sorry that this is the way you must learn. I would be gentle if I could. I know it is hard to accept. She's in the tomb now, and there she will remain. The sun comes up very soon. We must leave the child where a constable will find it. Then we must return at sunrise. Now to business. Relight the candles.
Will she be in the coffin?
She could be nowhere else. Now that the sun is up. The undead shun the daylight like all evil things. The night is their time.
Oh, Professor, she looks so at peace. Lovely.
It is a mockery of purity. Give me my bag.
What must be done?
This wooden stake must be driven through her heart. Then her head must be cut off and the mouth filled with garlic.
Is there no other way?
None.
I must do it.
You are a brave young man. You must not falter once you have begun. Take the stake and place the point over her heart. Now take the hammer. Strike in God's name.
It is done.
Now you see Lucy look as she did in her life. That look of unequaled sweetness and purity. Her soul is at rest. Can you forgive me, my friend?
Forgive you? May God bless you, Professor. She is at peace.
Now leave, my friend. I will do the rest. You need not watch. Wait outside. She is now God's true dead.
October 5th. Jonathan and I are visiting now at Dr. Seward's sanatorium. We have banded together to destroy this monster. I have learned the ghastly truth of Lucy's death and what followed. The professor says Jonathan's diary is true. I have typed and arranged everyone's papers and diaries. The story they tell is incredible. This thing is not human, not even beast. Tonight, we set up our plan of action.
We have all read the papers and diaries. We can see the common thread they weave.
A spider's web.
We know this demon's name is Count Dracula. He is cunning. This vampire is as strong as 20 men. He can, with his hypnotic powers, cloud men's minds. He can, within his range, direct the elements, the storm and fog. He can command the rat, the owl, and the wolf. Also, he can change into a bat or a wolf. He has his weaknesses, though. He casts no reflection in a mirror. Things holy repel him, as does garlic. We know how he can be destroyed with the wooden stake, the knife, and garlic. His power ceases, as does that of all evil things, at the coming of day. He must sleep in his native earth. Hence the 50 earth boxes, or more accurately, coffins, we have learned, were transported on the ill-fated ship Demeter. We must trace each of these boxes.
Yes.
And sterilize them against his use with pieces of the sacred wafer. And with God's help, capture and kill this monster in one of these coffins.
We must.
Dracula will not die with the passing of time. He can flourish as long as he feeds on the blood of the living and can indeed grow younger from his diet. If we fail to destroy him, it is not mere life or death. We become as him.
God forbid.
Foul things of the night.
Never.
Preying on the bodies and souls of those we love best.
October 6th. Today we have begun to trace the coffin layers of Dracula. Jonathan has gone to find the solicitor to whom the horrid cargo was consigned. Dr. Seward and Van Helsing have gone to sterilize the layers at Carfax. Soon this monster will be no more.
Strange that Dracula's hiding place would be the very next house to mine.
Everything he has done with careful thought and precision. These coffins are now sterilized, but only 29 left out of 50. We must hope that Jonathan is able to trace and sterilize the others to the solicitor Billington. If not, God only knows.
Here we are, Mr. Harker. The invoice.
Thank you, Mr. Billington.
50 cases of common earth delivered to Carfax to be used for experimental purposes. 21 consigned to Mr. Joseph Smollett for transference to the following location.
I slept soundly last night. The sleep has not refreshed me. I feel terribly weak and spiritless. My dreams are full of this business. I hope we can resolve this
Where were the 21 boxes taken, Mr. Smollett?
To number 347 Piccadilly, a house purchased by Count de Ville. But 12 more were removed by Sam Bloxham, my workman.
Where to?
I don't know. Count de Ville engaged him personally to move them elsewhere.
Dracula must have been with Renfield.
We must talk to this patient.
Let's go.
Let us take Miss Mina. Perhaps she, as a woman, can communicate with him. Where with us, he will be silent.
An excellent suggestion.
6 boxes to Bermondsey, Mr. Bloxham.
Oh, sir, and 6 to the House and Mile Inn. The boys and me left the rest at Piccadilly. Heavy there was. Strong fellow.
Who's that?
Well, Governor, that night we was still unloading. The party what engaged me pitched in a hand. Strongest chap I ever struck and mean looking. Took up his end of the boxes like they was pounds of tea. And me a puffing and a
Goodbye,
blowing.
Mr. Renfield. I hope I may see you often.
Goodbye, dear lady. I pray God I may never see your sweet face again. May he bless you.
Between us, we have sterilized all his coffins but one. 1 out of 50 has eluded us. Come tomorrow morning, we must find it. He must be destroyed.
1 a.m., 6 October. The last hour has been filled with horror. At midnight, Van Helsing and I were summoned to Renfield's room. We found him lying on the floor in a pool of blood.
Rats. Hundreds, thousands of rats, everyone alive. He promised me.
His back is broken.
And his skull is fractured. He is delirious.
His bird may be worth many lives. We must try to revive him.
She is kind. I won't let you.
Something's wrong. Jonathan, wake up.
He sleeps the sleep that I have sent to him.
Dracula.
Your husband is in a trance, and you are in my power. I'll cloud your mind. Remember, this is not the first time or the second that I have been with you.
No. Oh.
And now,
Use the needle on it may be too late.
Let us pray that this injection will bring him enough clarity to tell us what we must know.
and you, my bride, would help these men to hunt me and frustrate my designs. Like the others, you would play your wits against me who commanded nations hundreds of years before you were born. Now you, their best beloved one, are now to me flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, and later my companion and helper. You shall be avenged in turn, for they shall all minister to your needs. When my brain calls you, you shall cross land or sea to do my bidding. Now, you must be baptized. With my nail, I open this vein on my chest. See the blood flow. Now drink. Your soul is tied to mine.
He's reviving.
Redfield, what has happened? Who did this? It was him. It was Dracula. He knew I was going to tell you.
Tell us what?
It made me mad to know he was taking the life out of her. Out of who? Miss Mina.
He's dead.
Quick! We must go to the Harker's room.
Oh.
You know. And they will know what it is to cross my path.
In God's name!
Harker is in a trance.
He's making her drink his blood.
Back before the crucifix, demon.
Mina, what does this mean?
You think to baffle me, fools! I have yet a place to rest, and my revenge is just begun. I spread it over centuries, and time is on my side. Your girls that you all love are mine already. You shall all be my creatures that do my bidding, and be my jackals when I want to feed.
Stop! He's escaped.
He has polluted me.
Calm yourself. Call on God for help. We must guard you from the evil. On your forehead I touch this piece of the sacred vapor in the name of the Father, the Son.
Oh! Unclean. I am unclean. Oh.
Mina! She has fainted.
October 7th. Out of my despair, I have had an inspiration. I have asked Professor Van Helsing to hypnotize me. Perhaps through my link with Dracula, we can find where it is he hides.
Now, Miss Mina, concentrate on my spinning watch. Slowly. Now. She's in a trance. She is ready.
Will this work?
It must.
We shall see. Where are you, Miss Mina?
I do not know. Sleep has no place it can call its own.
What can you see?
Darkness. It is all dark.
And what do you hear?
The lapping of water.
Then you are on a ship?
Yes.
What are you doing?
I am still. So still. It is like death.
October. We are desperate. Dracula has fled England. We have traced him to the Black Sea-bound ship Tsarina Catherine. The professor learned this from hypnotizing Mina. We will pursue this monster. Dracula has gone by sea. We will travel over land to catch him in time. We will split up, Harker and I taking horses to dog his trail once he reaches Transylvania, and Mina and Van Helsing will go by carriage direct to Castle Dracula to head him off. We must destroy Dracula forever.
Your idea was good, Miss Mina. Dracula linked your will to his, your mind to his. He has certain powers over you, but through your mind in hypnosis we can follow him.
Now that he's reached Transylvania, you're sure he's gone by boat up the river?
Like before, in trance you said you heard lapping of waves, but also cows nearby. He is taking the river route to the capital.
Will we be able to catch him this way?
We must. They have all we need, sacred things, and for enemies more mundane, these rifles.
If the gypsies were seen hauling a crate upriver yesterday, they can't be too many hours ahead.
We must follow the shoreline.
We will ride all night if we must.
There it is.
Castle Dracula.
It is almost morning.
A mist is approaching. It seems to be changing, taking the form of...
His two vampire women. I will draw a ring in the dirt around us. Drop these pieces of the sacred wafer in the circle. There, it is done. They cannot enter, and you cannot leave the circle. Soon, the dawn.
Come, sister, come to us. Come, sister, come be with us. Come, sister, come to us. Come, sister.
They go with the dawn. Later, I destroy them, but their master comes first.
The castle is just around the bend.
It's almost sunset.
Look!
Gypsies pulling a cart toward the castle.
There's a coffin on it.
Quickly, it's almost night.
The coffin!
And Jonathan and Arthur closing in.
The gypsies are drawing their weapons. Miss Mina, shoot!
On the cart, Jonathan.
Open the lid.
Hide in the stick.
His eyes.
Quickly!
I can't move.
You cannot strike. The night spreads its wings and your souls are mine.
Jonathan, use your will.
God, give me strength.
Strike!
Strike again! Steward, your knife! Cut off his head!
For Lucy!
There! It is done.
He's crumbling into dust.
The mark on Mina's forehead. It's gone.
The curse has passed away.
November 13th. We have all been through the flames, but now it is over. Professor Van Helsing and Dr. Seward destroyed Dracula's brides. On the train now passing through France, Jonathan and I are happy once again. The light snow that is falling is covering everything as if it were all a dream. But we know it was real. Like the professor said, we ask none to believe us. We know what we know. It was real, now over. But at night, in my dreams, he comes. And when I wake in the darkness to the sound of the whispering wind, I wonder.
You met Nancy Johnson earlier with her Mellow Lady radio special. Well, I was impressed. And now she was looking around, fixing to do her next album, In the Pines. So I just happened to suggest, hey, what about Trax Studio? Nancy's a hard worker, so it wasn't long after my suggestion that we were both hard at work in the Pines, along with a star cast of musicians, including Sam Bush and Blake Barker. Nancy has a special talent for storytelling.
For the first time in my life, I've seen the Ohio lying still, white and frozen, letting time pass her by. Last night I slept while out my door the first winter snow made old men of the treetops spread her blanket down below, with it going down to zero and those drifts up to my knees. The world had turned a silent white as far as I could see. It's been weeks since a barge made it through our stretch of river. Ice is so thick they get stuck when they try. It's the first time in my life I've seen the Ohio lying still, white and frozen, letting time pass her by. Now it wasn't long till water froze and fuel was hard come by. Wind swept through our cabin walls, and even though we tried to fill those cracks and holes, seemed to do no good. The mercury dropped further, chill creeped in through the wood. It's been weeks since a barge made it through our stretch of river. Ice is so thick, they get stuck when they try. It's the first time in my life I've seen the Ohio lion, still white and frozen, letting time pass her by. It's been weeks since a barge made it through our stretch of river. Ice is so thick, they get stuck when they try. It's the first time in my life I've seen the Ohio lion, still white and frozen, letting time pass her by. Now the wind comes heading north-northeast, and with it brings the rain that muddies up the side roads and gives the corn a hand. Fills our streams so full it almost covers up our path, but we'll find our way back home through the pine needle grass. It's been weeks since a barge made it through our stretch of river. Ice is so thick, they get stuck when they try. It's the first time in my life I've seen the Ohio lion, still white and frozen, letting time pass her by. Lion, still white and frozen, letting time pass her by. Last night I saw him riding by, whistling so gaily. He made the woods all round him ring. He charmed the heart of a lady, charmed the heart of a lady. Well, you cast off your high-heel shoes, made of Spanish leather. Put on your low-heel boots, and we'll ride off together, we'll ride off together. She took off her high-heel shoes, made of Spanish leather, jumped behind him on his horse, and they rode off together, they rode off together. Her husband, he come home that night, looking for his lady. The maid she spoke before she thought, she's gone with Blackjack Davy, gone with Blackjack Davy. Saddle me my coal black steed, the gray is not so speedy. Rode all day but I'll ride all night, I'll overtake my lady, I'll bring home my lady. He rode all day and rode all night, and by the river raging, there he spied his own sweet bride in the arms of Blackjack Davy, the arms of Blackjack Davy. Can you forsake your home and land? Can you forsake our baby? Can you forsake our wedded love and stay with Blackjack Davy? Stay with Blackjack Davy. She took off her little white glove, all made of buckskin leather, gave to him her lily white hand, and said goodbye forever, said goodbye forever. Last night she slept on a goose feather bed, her arms around her baby. Tonight she'll sleep on the cold, cold ground in the arms of Blackjack Davy, the arms of Blackjack Davy. She said goodbye forever. Lady bird, fly away home. Your house is on fire, children all alone. Lady bird, love from him much more than from me. In anger I left him, in anger I ran to the nearest arms of a lonely friend, 'cause I knew you'd be waiting by your front door. But the first word you spoke made my heart hit the floor. You said, lady bird, fly away home. Your house is on fire, children all alone. Lady bird, why can't you see? You need love from him much more than from me. But I entered your house and I walked down your hall, slipped myself in your darkness, leaned against your wall. I knew that your need would keep me from harm, but you whispered so softly as I fell in your arms. You said, lady bird, fly away home. Your house is on fire, children all alone. Lady bird, why can't you see? You need love from him much more than from me. You said, lady bird, fly away home. Your house is on fire, children all alone. Lady bird, why can't you see? You need love from him much more than from me. You need love from your man much more than from me. The gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, the gift to come down where we ought to be. That when we find ourselves in the place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we will not be ashamed, for by turning to be our delight, till by turning we come around right. Simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we will not be ashamed, for by turning to be our delight, till by turning we come around right. 'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, we will be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we will not be ashamed, for by turning
turning, turning to be our delight, till by turning, turning we come round right.
Alberta, let your hair hang low. Alberta, let your hair hang low. My lady, let your hair hang low. Alberta, let your hair hang low. Now I'll give you more gold than your apron can hold, if you'll only let your hair hang low. Now, Alberta, what's on your mind? Can you tell me, gal, what's on your mind? My lady, what's on your mind? Alberta, what's on your mind? Now you keep me worried, bothered all the time. Alberta, what's on your mind? Polly, pretty Polly, come and go away with me. Polly, pretty Polly, come and go away with me. Before we get married, some pleasure we'll see. So she climbed up behind him, and away they did ride. Climbed up behind him, and away they did ride. Rode till they came to a dark countryside. Now they went a little bit further. What did she spy? They went a little bit further, and what did she spy? A newly dug grave and a spade lying by. Willie, oh my Willie, I'm afraid of your ways. Willie, oh my Willie, I'm afraid of your ways. I'm afraid you're gonna lead my poor body astray. Now Polly, pretty Polly, you're guessing about right. Polly, oh my Polly, you're guessing about right. I dug on your grave in the heart of last night. She threw her arms around him to plead for her life. Threw her arms around him to plead for her life, saying, let me be a single girl if I cannot be your wife. But he stabbed her through her heart, and her heart's blood did flow. stabbed her through her heart, and her heart's blood did flow, and into her grave pretty Polly did go. Now he kicked a little dirt over her and turned his way home. Kicked a little dirt over her and turned his way home, leaving nobody there but the wild birds to mourn. Now a debt to the devil Willie's gonna pay, a debt to the devil Willie's gonna pay, for killing pretty Polly and running away. The year could have been any time, back down the road of yesterday, hidden in the deep green of the mountains in the spring. We were awful poor then, living in Kentucky, down outside of Corbin near the Smoky Mountain Range. Now I'm all died of the typhoid, leaving me and my brother and a hard-working father on a little plot of land. Every morning they would leave me standing in the doorway to go and earn a little money, digging coal out by the hand. Now Jamie was a good boy, and Jamie learned his lessons in a little one-room schoolhouse by the side of Myrtle Hill. But there's no more time for learning. Don't you see how we need him to help us scratch a living in the mines near Barberville? Now our pa was a good man, but the many years of mining had left him to thinking it was the only way to live. And although the roof was leaking, there was food in the pantry, shoes and clothes fit for winter, and the warmth the fire could give. Now Jamie was a good boy, and Jamie learned his lessons in a little one-room schoolhouse by the side of Myrtle Hill. But there's no more time for learning. Don't you see how we need him to help us scratch a living in the mines near Barberville? Now them folks that came from Lexington wore fancy lace and buttons. They made Jamie an offer for some schooling far away. The proud look in Jamie's eye, he flashed over to me, died with quiet understanding, 'cause we knew what Pa would say. Now my Jamie is a good boy, and Jamie learned his lesson in a little one-room schoolhouse by the side of Myrtle Hill. But there's no more time for learning. Don't you see how we need him to help us scratch a living in the mines near Barberville. Now my Jamie is a good boy, and Jamie learned his lessons in a little one-room schoolhouse by the side of Myrtle Hill. But there's no more time for learning. Don't you see how we need him to help us scratch a living in the mines near Barberville? In the mines near Barberville. In the mines. In the mines. True love, don't you lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? Well, I slept in the pines where the sun never shines, and I shivered the whole night long. To the pines where the sun never shines, and you shiver the whole night long. Now you slighted me once, you slighted me twice, but you're never gonna slight me no more. Now you caused me to weep, and you caused me to mourn. You caused me to leave my home. To the pine where the sun never shines, shiver the whole night long. Now the longest train I ever saw was 100 coaches long, and the only man I ever loved, he was on that train and gone to the pine where the sun never shines. You shiver the whole night long. To the pines where the sun never shines, and you shiver the whole night long.
to the sky. What do you see? Visions of your mind. Are they fantasy? Locked inside a world where we're all the same, all the same. Searching for freedom, fortune and fame, yes. Locked inside a world where we're all the same, all the same. Losers and lovers all play the game. Locked inside a world. Still I love you, girl. Locked inside a world. Still I love you, girl. Locked inside a world. Inside a world where we're all the same, all the same. Losers and lovers all play the game. Locked inside a world. Still I love you, girl. Locked inside a world. Still I love you, girl. Locked inside a world. It all started with a piece of light so small it could never be seen. It turned into a universe in the window of a dream. It amplified my mind. It set me free to play. I turned into a superstar, but my mind has run away. A new destination in time. Well, I think I found it. A new destination in time. I hope you find yourself a trip in time. destination in time. Well, I think I found it. A new destination in time. I hope you find yourself a trip in time. I took a trip, then I slipped in time, and I slipped in a mirror maze. It wasn't long when I realized I was just going through a phase. I was so aware, I was feeling strong. We're all stars in the universe, and we keep on keeping on. A new destination in time. Well, I think I found it. A new destination in time. I hope you find yourself a trip in time. Now which one will you choose? Come to the city of in-between. What have you got to lose? Come to the city of in-between. That's a place where you can build a dream. Come to the city of in-between. Just beyond the golden stairs, it's a highway to the sun. Peace of mind will meet you there, the two will become the one. Come to the city of in-between. That's a place where you can build a dream. Come to the city of in-between. Your thoughts build all the walls. Just inside of the city gates, you hear the master's call. Come to the city of in-between. That's a place where you can build a dream. Come to the city of in-between.
light soon becomes my eyes. Will they learn how it feels to be alive? You see, there are kings in the world. I am just a king without a crown. What kind of miracle would you like to see today? Open your hearts and open the sky. Stop the games you play. Turn around, don't run away. You're putting us on a merry-go-round. We'll go round and round. We'll cross the hall, we'll touch the sky. Maybe someday we'll touch the ground. Coming down. Half the time we're high, half the time we're down. Ooh, it's a merry-go-round. Half the time we're learning, half the time we burn. Ooh, it's a merry-go-round. Sweet inspiration knocking at my door. Come on in, come on in, come on in, there's room for more. Yes, I know I'm right, still you say I'm wrong. Ooh, so I'll sing the song. Sweet inspiration knocking at your door. Open your door, open your door, open your door, it's coming in, yeah, yeah, in, I'm in. Just the other day, he couldn't seem to hear a word I had to say. He pulled away every time I spoke. His heart was full of fear. We love you, Gary. We love you, mine. Where are you, Gary? Give us a sign. His eyes were wide and his stare was cold as he tried to find control. He's been to heaven and he's been to hell, searching for his soul. We love you, Gary. We love your mind. Where are you, Gary? Give us a sign, give us a sign. But he said, I might die I might not die, I might be dead. Is and was is. That's what he said, that's what he said. We love you, Gary, give us a sign. He said, I might know, I might not know, I can't say for sure. One is one and all is one, how much can one endure? We love you, Gary, we love your mind. Where are you, Gary? Give us a sign. We love you, Gary, we love your mind. Where are you, Gary? Where is your mind? We love you, Gary, we love your mind. Where are you, Gary? Give us a sign. We love you, Gary, we love your mind. Got to have a sleep, and when he does, he'll dream. And one day, every man gonna have the same old dream. Same old dream. Same old dream. You dream of the angels in heaven and all of the hookers of hell. You dream of the castles in Spain and the dungeons as well. You see a baby born and an old man die, and just when he thinks it's all a dream, then he's gonna find Captain Zella Queen. I want you to come and love me. She come walking in like a dog in heat, she said, I'm good. I don't think I want any of this, but then again I could. I want you to come and love me. And when you awaken, my friend, the morning sun, you feel like you conquered the world, but you don't really know quite what you've done. I want you to come and love me. You drop down to your knees, you say, God, I had an awful dream. Then you find a note laying on your bed, it said, good morning, love. Captain Zella Queen, Captain Zella Queen, Captain Zella Queen. I want you to come and love me, yes I do, yes I do. I saw the mirror of life, much to my surprise. I want to fly, fly. Mountains to the shore. I felt your love, baby, yes, I felt before. I heard a voice cry, I want to fly. Not so bad. It's full of memories of you, each one I've had. And when you speak of warm nights and you tell me how they feel, I'll let a thought pass in and you know it seems surreal. And I want to fly. It's crystal clear. Your fiery tongue it cries, let's make